Hello, everyone. I did have a video up on today, but I haven't edited it. Well, someone tell the truth. It's edited and uploaded, but I need to edit a few things into it post upload because my editing software is shit. So I can't edit things out at the minute. So I'll do that tomorrow after I've done some books work. So that will go live on Sunday. What else have we got? So, excuse me. So you know how we all thought the whole Daddy o'5 thing was over like a month ago? Well, apparently it's not. Or shall I say, it is now. Well, as we know, he still had other channels. They had Mummy o'5 and Daddy o'5 Gaming. And what they did is they started uploading, they changed the title of Mummy o'5 to Family o'5. And then they started uploading essentially very similar videos to what they were uploading before onto the channel. And a lot of people were pointing out how it was it was breaking YouTube's own rules about what type of videos kids can be involved in and things like that. So a lot of people were kicking off, and obviously Phil got told about it because I found out this through one of his videos the other day. And they were saying, I can't believe he still has a channel. Well, he doesn't anymore. A lot of people pointed out to YouTube that the videos were in clear violation of their own rules, and YouTube kind of must have looked at the videos and thought, yeah, because it's like emotional distress and things like this. When this is live, I will link to Phil's video up in the iCard, as in when it's saved. I think it was his video from the other day. So look. Let's have a look. Yeah, it was Wednesday's video. And the channel Family o'5 is now gone. Obviously, it doesn't help the fact that there are still kids in the house. But social services clearly have thought that the other kids are safe, if you want to call it safe, with Michael and Heather. Not that I do agree with that assumption. But it's one of those things that they were rewarded for so long for bad behaviour. And even after losing custody of 2 kids, they started doing the exact same again, what with the other kids. And then they thought that they wouldn't get caught out, but they did. And they've essentially screwed themselves over. So time will tell if all of his channels get taken down, because I don't know about Daddy o'5 Gaming. I don't know whether that's still up or not. But with a bit of luck, because they are in violation of rules on the Family o'5 channel, it will affect his ability to have future channels. Obviously, there are ways around it. Has people like Keemstar found out, and Martin Lewis, where they essentially don't own or claim not to own the channels so that they can have a channel, blah, blah, blah. Whether that stays true is another thing. But we'll have to wait and see. We also have to wait and see long term if there is any lasting effects on the kids, which I think there will be. Especially if the fact that even after a year, if not more than a year, they are still doing the same pranks. It says in the channel, it says everywhere on the channel that the kids are exaggerating, blah, blah, blah. But there's no way they're exaggerating that some of the stuff that they're doing. Not a chance. And it's like, it's active. Some of it is fake. It's active. It's scripted. Blah blah blah. And it's like, no. You can tell when a kid's acting. You can tell when a kid's being scripted, and you can tell when a kid is truly frustrated. And the plain simple fact that this family seem not to have learnt anything from the first time, because what they were doing to Cody, they started doing to one of the other younger kids. And it's just like, you just watch them and you're just like, are you an idiot? You're trying this again after you've been caught out already and you've lost custody of two kids. You really, really, really want to test the waters with something that is very clearly still a raw button for so many people. I'll tell you. And then people wonder why, and then he wonders why people get pissed off at him. He said, well, don't upload videos of you screaming at your kids. I mean, your kids literally squeezing each other and fighting each other. Yeah, granted, kids do fight and they do get bruises and things like that, fine. However, when you have a bad reputation for the way that you behave to two of your children, and then you start behaving in a similar way to the other children, and you're basically uploading the same videos but a slightly newer version with different kids. Or should I say the same kids, but you're missing two. And you're missing your main pushback, so you're using the other kids. No, I'm sorry, no. Calm down as well. And then the other story, because I was originally going to do this as a live stream earlier today, but I was a little bit too busy to do that. Because shopping day today. I had a lot of things I needed to get done before his mum and dad picked me up to go shopping. So I'm doing it now. I'm also doing it while the husband's distracted downstairs. Because one thing we both agree on is that you don't involve kids into this amount of shit. You just don't. The second story is about somebody we've talked about before on this channel, which is Fouseytube. And he's a YouTuber. I think I first came across him because he used to do skits with Superwoman. And that's how I came across him. And I weren't over keen on him. I never have been. But I am aware he has bipolar. And I am aware that, sometimes he's medicated, sometimes he isn't. And, at the minute, a lot of what he's saying and doing makes me feel like he's off his meds again. For those that aren't aware, he did a show and he was inviting Drake to his show for 3 days before the show. And then he said apparently he was in a club at the same time as Drake, and they saw each other, and they had this understanding apparently. And then something or other happened, and then everybody said to him, yeah, but I thought Drake was going to be at the show. Drake wasn't at the show, but he was billing it as though Drake was going to be at the show. Didn't happen, obviously. And then Shane Dawson was doing a podcast with somebody, and Keemstar and Fouseytube came in, and it ended up being a huge shit show. I will link to Phil's videos on this because he has episodes of the video where you can. It's just the sheer look on Shane's face is like, what the fuck? And he's going on about how him and Drake had this understanding that he was going to come to the show, blah blah blah. And it's like, yeah, but did you actually speak to Drake? Well, no, but it's that whole thing of I'm seeing such and such about it. Well, has he actually said that you were his girlfriend? Well, no. It's that whole thing, and it was a little bit weird, and it's caused a bit of a stir because a lot of people who know of his history with bipolar, who know of his history with his behaviour like this, is actually being it's actually causing a bit of a negative feedback. Apparently, some of his family is going to spend some time with him. I'm hoping that he is medicated, and that if he isn't, his family to make sure that he is, because he doesn't seem like himself. Well, you've got a scooter, have you? Sorry, the window's open because it's broiling. And unless you don't know, here in the UK, we don't do such a thing as air conditioning. We just don't. Usually we don't have enough of a summer to warrant it, but this year we've got one hell of a summer. Not that I'm complaining. We usually get like a weekend of summer and that's it. But we're getting on to 4 weeks, so that's good. But yeah, Fousey is definitely not 100% with it at the moment, and it is slightly concerning. As somebody who has mental illness, I don't have bipolar, but I do have a very nasty case of depression. I am aware that there are times where the illness gets a stronger grip of you than others. And I am aware that there are times where your head's basically saying one thing, but your heart is basically saying, you and your perception of reality shifts, especially with something like bipolar, and where a nod could mean one thing to one person and one thing to another. And the fact that this is happening again, because it happened, I think, last year as well, where he was acting erratically. And while, yeah, he has done a few good things, sometimes when he does things, you're like, what? Makes no sense. It's like him and Phil don't get on at all. They really don't get on. And there is a distinct level of, I don't know what the right word to use is, but they don't get on with each other. So it's just going to be one of those things that we just have to wait and see what happens. But Fousey, should you ever see this, please, please, please go back on your meds. And please, 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 just take some time for yourself. I know a lot of people have said that, and I completely agree. YouTube is a very toxic place to be sometimes, most of the time. And it's not exactly the easiest place to spend every day, especially when you're in the upper levels of YouTube, where everybody is essentially a yes man because they want to get close to you, they want a piece of the pie essentially, and you've got to think that nobody will check somebody like Fousey or Jake or Logan Paul because nobody will say, well, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, because it will affect how much money they get paid. And sometimes you need somebody in your corner that will check you. And I think the fact that Fousey's family is actually going down to spend time with him in LA will be a major point of the whole him being checked. He needs to be checked, and he needs to be helped, and he needs to be what's the right word? He needs to be taken care of for a while. Like I said, Fouseytube isn't one of my favorite people, not by a long shot. Sometimes he says things and I just want to scream at him. But at instances like this, where essentially in the podcast, you can see he is manic. You can see how nasty he is and how much he's spiraling. And it's like when he's just doing his normal shit, that then I will rise up against him and say no. But at instances like this where he clearly needs some help and he needs some support, he needs somebody to check him. And I'm hoping his family does that. Nothing else I can say other than that. Cross fingers, he will start to improve soon. But yeah, poor Drake, he's probably wondering what the fucking hell was going on. Poor lad. So yeah. The video like I say, I have uploaded, I just need to edit a little bit. Is about the Chris Benoit tragedy, which I'll go into more at that point because I also need to add some videos to the iCard. I will also add some videos to the iCard to this either tonight or tomorrow morning because at the minute it's nearly midnight. So if they're not up now, just go over to Phil's videos, to Phil's channel, and if you look on Tuesdays and Wednesdays episode, the thumbnail for the Daddy o'5, it actually says, "Wow, Daddy o'5 neglect scandal, parents in new controversy," and the thumbnail is Daddy o'5 with Kylie Jenner, and then the Tuesday one is why the Fousey Drake situation is really troubling. And that's a thumbnail with Drake on one side, Fousey on the other. Obviously, Fousey and Drake do look like each other, but yeah. But I will get the Chris Benoit video sorted tomorrow for you. It's just at the minute because I spend a portion of the night awake to help with the husband. I generally sleep for a large portion of the day to catch up, which is not too bad now that he's a lot better because it means he can do a few jobs while I'm asleep. But yeah, he's still on phase to return, but he's getting there. It's getting a lot better. Bless him. Bless my little baby. He's doing a lot better though. So yeah. I don't know what next week's videos are going to be. Still to figure that bit out. The reason why I've done the Chris Benoit is because my head's been telling me to do it for over a year, and because of a recent experience, it sort of cemented my opinion on a lot of it. But we shall have to wait and see. So, with that being said, stay safe, be good, have fun. I will see you. You'll see the video I originally had done for today on Sunday, and then you'll see me again on Wednesday, which will probably just be a normal video. So I'd have to figure that bit out. I have to figure out what video I'm going to do yet. So stay safe, be good, have fun, and I will see you very, very soon.